everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla. If it's your first time here, I film on faith, purpose and marriage. If you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome. So I don't know who this is for, but I believe that someone needs to hear this. I have a word for two categories of people. So I'm going to start with a little background story, sort of. A couple of years ago, the world went through a disruption. And I know that so many of us felt it, not just because of what was happening around us, but because of what was also happening within us. A lot of us had to pause. And during that season, I know that many of us received a new direction. Now, when you have a new direction, in many instances, it will require new action. And if you are going to be honest, it's not easy to take new action. Sometimes you get too comfortable doing stuff, old stuff. Sometimes you get too comfortable doing things the same way, doing things in a way that we've already gotten used to. And so it has become a part of us. It has become easy. Starting a new thing is not always easy. It's not always easy to start a new thing. And I know that in that season, so many of us were redirected. We are asked to refocus, or we are asked to probably, come back doing things better or doing things a little bit differently, whatever your case may be. I was just sensing it, in my spirit that so many people are still stuck. So many people haven't moved yet. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is time to move. Disruptions, especially when you get into a season of rest, can become a little bit tricky. Because who doesn't like rest? So sometimes you can really get used to resting that it becomes difficult for you to find your momentum back. And so you get stuck staying at one place. Now, the danger in that is, one of the things that I believe is that God works with time in such an orderly manner. And so whatever assignment He has given you, in whatever way He has asked you to do it, you have to understand that you don't have forever to do it. There is a time attached to the assignment. So if you don't get up to do it, maybe someone else will do it. When Esther was given the challenge to go talk to the king about the Jews to save them, Esther started giving all the reasons why she couldn't go and speak to the king at that time. But guess what? That was also the time that she needed to talk to the king. And so Mordecai told Esther, well, Esther, don't think that you are going to escape. You and your family are going to escape if anything happens to us. We are all in this together. And who knows, maybe you are in the palace for such a time as this. Or maybe you are in the palace at such a time for this reason. Maybe this is why God placed you there. The guy was trying to let Esther understand that we are not talking about whether or not this is possible. We are talking about the fact that this has to be done now. And one of the things that I have learned in my journey is, there is a popular way we put it. Where there is a will, there is a way. When God asks us to do something, He has already made provision for it. He has already made provision for whatever it is that you need to fulfill the mandate that He has given to you. It is on the way. It is on the highway of obedience. What that means is that until you actually take a step to starting what it is that God has asked you to do, you may not get all the answers. God told Abraham, move and I will show you. He had to move first. So I just want to encourage someone who is feeling too comfortable right now. You've gotten used to resting, and when you just contemplate everything that the Lord is asking you to do right now for this new season, you feel like, can I really do this? Like, I've gotten so comfortable that I don't see myself going to that level, getting to that level, doing things in this way. I just want to encourage you to get up and get to work. You know, Elijah got tired and also discouraged, and he decided to go and hide. So even after the angel came to wake him up, because he slept, after the angel came to wake him up to eat, he finished eating and went back to sleep. Some of us have actually gotten really comfortable. I just sense it, and it's normal. He's human. But I want to encourage you to go back to God. You know, spend time with him and let him strengthen you as he strengthened Elijah for the journey ahead. There is still work to be done. That was just... I also feel like that disruption came because so many of us got way too comfortable doing the things that God had asked us to do. And so we needed to shake up a little bit. Like we needed that disruption. Disruptions, as I love to call it, it is one of the ways that God uses to reposition us in his will. That's how I put it in my book, Understanding God's Will for My Life. It is somewhere. It is one of the lines that I love so much in this book. I didn't plan this. So I don't even know where this is. But yeah. Yes, so he said, sometimes we need a total disruption to make us pause. So disruptions will often make us pause. And that is what happened a couple of years ago. So I want to, just tell somebody that pausing does not mean that it is the end of the road. Resting does not mean that it is the end of the road. It's just a pause. It's just a moment to reflect. Sometimes we need a total disruption to make us pause, to examine our lives, refocus on the lane that God wants us to run on, and be reminded that we need to depend on him throughout our journey here on earth. We need to be in God's will for our lives. So, message for you today, if you are discouraged, if you feel like you can't do it, is to go back to the Lord. They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. So go back to the Lord to renew your strength. And I believe that he will give you strength for the journey ahead. The second part of my message is for you if you don't know your purpose yet. If you are still not sure what it is that God has called you to do. I don't know who this message is for, but we need you. We need your voice. We need the message that you carry. We need your story. We need to hear you. Somebody needs to hear you. Somebody needs what you carry. So if you are watching me and you still don't know your divine purpose, make it a priority this month. Because for me, one of the things that I've always told myself is, if I don't know my purpose, then what am I living for? If I don't know what it is that God has called me to do and who he has called me to be, because purpose is also about being, then what am I doing? Then who am I being? So if you don't know what your purpose is, I really want to encourage you to make that a priority this month to find out what it is. Because that changes a lot in your life actually. When you know who you are and what you've been called to do, it helps you to quiet the noise around you and to focus on what it is that God has called you to do. And the reason that I'm sharing this is not because I want to motivate you. It's because I want to call you to action. And the reason that I want to call you to action is because the word says, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. So we need more hands. We need more hands to do the work that is needed to be done before Christ returns. We need more hands. You matter. Your work matters. Your contribution matters. And I just, it just dropped in my spirit as well that for some of you, what it is that you've been called to do may require that you work under someone or with someone first. I don't know, it just dropped in my spirit. So maybe this is for someone. Remember, I shared with you that the word that I received for this year is service. So this may be for someone who feels like, I need that position, I need to get to that level and all of that. Maybe for you, your way up there is really for you to start serving under someone, working with someone, and just really learning and all of that. This is truly how many of us actually started. We learn from people as well. And when I say learning, I will just let the Holy Spirit interpret that to you. But learning here is not necessarily learning a craft. Sometimes it's really about God just shaping you and working on you before He exposes you to the world. I know that some of you, when you hear purpose, you are like, you just think about you being out there, like you being a public figure, everybody knowing you. But sometimes purpose is also you being at the back somewhere, serving where nobody sees you, where nobody knows you, because God is working on you. That's why I said purpose is also about being, because God is working on you and preparing you. It doesn't mean that you're not going to shine. It doesn't mean you're not going to shine, because even there is work to be done, so you'll be shining at that level. Okay, but it just means that it probably is not the time for you to be all out. Okay, so this is my word for you today. Get up. There is work to be done. Get up. Refocus. Get up. Let's get back to the road. There is work to be done. And just before I go, for those of you who are like, yes, Priscilla, I'm taking action, I want to prioritize knowing what it is that I've been called to do in this season, what my divine purpose is. And I want some more clarity as well, even as I prepare to launch out there to do what the Lord has called me to do. You can get my book, Understanding God's Will for My Life. This book will help you gain clarity on what your divine purpose is. It will teach you how to know what your divine purpose is. I know some of you are like, I thought it was about marriage. It is, because marriage is also about purpose. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you haven't yet joined my YouTube family, please join the family today. Click on the subscribe button to join the family. Please like this video, give the video a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow as well. It helps YouTube show this video to other people. So please help my ministry by liking this video. And if you have any comments, any contribution, anything to say, feel free to use the comment section. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.